Hey guys, it's Connor from Mac and Shoot here, and at today's Apple keynote, they basically unveiled a new Apple TV, and there's two parts to this new Apple TV. The first is 1080p content. iTunes is now going to support 1080p content, and a new third generation Apple TV hardware device will be shipping next Friday to support that 1080p content. The other side of it is a new user interface, and this is available on obviously that third generation device, but also on the existing second generation devices as a software update. And you can see here that it's a pretty big overhaul to the Apple TV's UI. It's opted, instead of going for this kind of like horizontal menu based system, it's went for a much more iOS like layout with app icons. So here we can, for example, navigate to movies, load in, go down, and obviously we've got a home screen of apps, and it really does look and feel a lot like Apple's an iOS device. And of course we got access to all of our different kinds of content here. If you're in the UK, I've noticed that Netflix hasn't been available on the Apple TV yet, but sure enough, Netflix is available here on the Apple TV in the UK. Something of note, which I don't know whether this is possible in the UK yet, or whether this is just in the US, but I've actually read that you can sign up for a Netflix subscription on your Apple TV using your iTunes account, which is a pretty awesome feature, and it even kind of like puts Netflix inside the Apple ecosystem, which is pretty cool. Of course, we've got access to pretty much everything there that we've had on the Apple TV, and it's much more just about a user interface and navigation system than any new features. Something that is new in with this Apple TV and with an update to iCloud is basically movies in the cloud, which means you can stream and buy and re-download movies just like you can to TV shows and music. Now, I don't know whether that's going to be available in the UK yet. I can't tell. Hopefully it is, but chances are it's not going to be, but it will be available in the US. Now, when we actually come into a specific app, as if we're going to call that for the Apple TV, we get a view that's much more similar to the old one, except with this kind of slightly nicer, slightly tweaked navigation bar at the top. We also have Genius now, which I believe is new, which will actually pick out specific films for you. So obviously films for you based on films that you've downloaded in the past. There's Johnny English Reborn. We can view similar films, and this is a great way of, if you're just sitting down on in your living room and you want to find a film, this is a great way of discovering new content. By pressing the menu, in fact, we get this nice slide down navigation menu at the top, which is a very nice little interface tweak element, I don't know. Anyway, so it's pretty much nothing majorly new, but the interface really screams one thing, that we are going to see an Apple TV SDK at some point. We didn't see developer support being unveiled at the Apple keynote, but what we can easily tell here is that this is meant for expansion. It's clearly, we are going to see third-party apps here, and I'm thinking at WWDC we're going to see that developer SDK being released, mainly because Apple's already announced Mountain Lion, so it's kind of suggesting they got something pretty big to show us at WWDC. And my prediction for that is iOS 6 with Apple TV SDKs included and an app platform. And even if we don't see an Apple TV set this year, which I don't think we are, when they do launch a TV set, they're going to have this whole big app platform to support them. But up until then, we have just this content. Of course, one of the key cornerstone points of the Apple TV is AirPlay. Now, from what I can tell, basically is that AirPlay will only stream 720p and won't stream 1080p, even if you have that third generation hardware, which is slightly disappointing. Kind of takes away one of the key benefits. Anyway, you can see an AirPlay stream, obviously streaming here. It's, that's actually a live stream, which is a pretty awesome feature with AirPlay. So anyway, I'm not going to ramble on too much, but the main update if you're a second generation owner is simply interface, and mainly this new navigation UI. Very nice. I really do like it. And I actually think it gives you quicker access to the content you want, which is definitely something that's going to be a benefit when you're in your living room. Now, that third generation hardware comes out on March 16th. You can pre-order it now, and it retains its £99 or $99 price point. In other news, the new iPad has been announced, and I'm literally waiting for the Apple Store to come back up now, just so that I can order one, and we'll be bringing you full coverage on that. So I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.